We'll talk about techniques on another video and strategies and ways to set yourself up for success and how to manage parties and how to manage a situation where there aren't great food choices and a lot of the tips and techniques and strategies for the ketogenic lifestyle. I find it to be very freeing, very enjoyable, and I feel great on it. It's much better to maintain the body weight that I want, to maintain and build the muscle that I want, and to just get the things done that I want. It puts me in a state of bliss like no other lifestyle, honestly. The body just feels so good. It's great for our brain. My brain feels good. Cognitive function, our ability to perform from a brain standpoint, is improved. The brain loves to run on ketones. Actually, every cell in the body does. Okay, so we improve this communication between insulin and glucose, which, as I say, it turns the car around. You're not driving towards diabetes, you're driving away from it. If you live a life where you have these glucose spikes and valleys, then ultimately that will lead to diabetes. Diabetes doesn't just happen overnight. There's this dysregulation for 10, 20, 30 years before someone actually sees that they have diabetes. I mentioned that the brain loves ketones, so does the heart. So the heart and the brain function better. Every organ and every cell in the body does. We have more energy and improved cognitive performance, as I mentioned earlier. So yeah, I've said more energy, more efficient. We become a fat burner. And when we talk about fat burner, that means we're metabolically healthy. We're burning fat for energy, which is our primary fuel source that our body wants. We're taking in enough protein to build muscle, which makes us much more metabolically healthy. And then when they talk about metabolic flexibility in the literature or in books or in presentation, it's talking about the ability to go back and forth between carbohydrate or glucose or sugar burner to fat burner. And there is no need to ever be a sugar burner. But if you are in a situation where you eat a carbohydrate or more carbohydrates than you normally would, the longer you're in ketosis before and after that, then the easier it is for your body to flex back to more of a fat burning machine, if you will. This type of lifestyle decreases inflammation, and so there's a lot of studies and a lot of information in the literature about improved mental health, improved freedom from depression and anxiety and stressors of life. You're healthy from a mental standpoint on a ketogenic lifestyle, much healthier because the brain's getting what it needs. Reduces your risk for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. It also reduces your risk of cardiovascular disease, of any type of vascular disease affecting the brain, the heart, the kidneys, the liver, the legs. Every cell in our body needs a beautiful blood supply through a healthy vascular system. So the ketogenic lifestyle is the way to go. It's a myth out there that LDL, or the bad cholesterol, we don't need to call LDL bad cholesterol. I have another video on that, or several posts on social media. LDL initially is very helpful. It's when it becomes oxidized and plays a role in the inflammation and oxidation process in the wall of the artery that the LDL cholesterol, which really isn't cholesterol, we call it that, but LDL is a lipoprotein, lipo meaning fat, on a protein. So the LDL is a protein that's carrying fat to the cells where it needs to go. Every cell in our body needs fat, and it's the LDL's job to carry it there. So anyway, LDL has gotten a reputation that we need that number to be very, very low, and that's not true. We can get it so low that it can increase our risk of dementia, for example. That's really a topic for another day, but a lot of people are afraid of meat. They're afraid of too much meat. They're afraid of fatty meat, and they're afraid of all kinds of fats. But that's a myth, and we'll go more into detail on that in the future. Reduce your risk of cancer, autoimmune disease, and other health on a ketogenic lifestyle. Also, your oral health is improved, especially if it's a real food, not a processed food, ketogenic lifestyle, and your GI health is improved. And those are important for all the downstream processes in the body, meaning it's almost impossible to maintain a healthy brain and maintain a healthy heart, maintain a healthy vascular system if you don't have a healthy oral microbiome and a healthy GI microbiome. You know, we can test for those things. But the first step is to get all of the processed food out of your house and decrease or eliminate your carbohydrates. This is Dr. Gina saying goodbye. And thank you for listening.